Hello, hello. Welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn. I'm on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia, and I hope you're having a great time with the Global Share Fair this weekend. I have absolutely loved some of the projects we've seen today. And I love some of the great ideas and tips that have been shared with you as well. Okay, this is my card to share with you, which is an easel card. And I love Diane's variation of the easel. That was very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so there you go. There's my little easel card. With one of my favourite techniques is lots of stamping. I do love collage stamping, and I'm doing a little bit of masking to create my focal image there. And these colours actually were in a colour challenge I participated in. I would never have thought of doing them myself, but they actually look really lovely, I think. Very elegant for our Christmas card. Okay, so pop him over there. I've got my little twine there in the way as well. All right, I've got Pretty Peacock and Berry Burst as my colours with a touch of gold. Okay, so you can, all of your measurements will be in the tutorial. Ask your demonstrator to share the tutorial with you. Our thanks to you for being part of our amazing little group, sharing with us, sharing your ideas and your feedback. Okay, so I've got my two Berry Burst pieces. I can actually pop them on straight away. I'll just add one in the center there, and then this one here. I only want adhesive on that section there, so I'm going to line up my piece of Berry Burst right there, and then add my adhesive just there, using that little line to line up, and then I can flip it over, line it up with my other piece so that it's nice and even, and adhere it on. There we go. So there's my two Berry Burst pieces. Okay, now I can set that aside because now there's the work to do. This card actually, I think, is quite simple, but it does include a lot of stamping, and I know stamping really scares some people. I'm going to need a bit of scratch paper underneath because I'm probably going to make a bit of a mess. So I'll just pop this here. Okay, there we are. Right, now I have used the Stylish Shapes dies just to cut out a circle here. Okay, I've put in the tutorial to use window sheet, which is actually great because you can see through it. I've just used an old piece of vellum here. And the reason why I like something to see through is so that I can make sure that it's central to my card. Okay, so I'm just lining that up there and using my Pretty Peacock ink and a little blending brush. And I'm going to create that lovely round shape. Now I'm going to start off the edge and just go, oh, blimey, Julia, go round the edge here. I was just telling you how to be gentle and soft, and look what I did. Guess what's going to happen right there? I'm going to stamp a leaf right over that bit, okay? I've got a lot of ink on my brush, obviously. Okay, there we go. So there's my central bit, okay? And now the stamping. The first bit of stamping I'll do is from Greetings of the Season. I just love this beautiful big saying. May your holiday be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. Just get a block for that one. And that fits exactly. And you know what? I might have to, let's have a look. Let's have a look. But I might have to flip over my card because it might be a little bit too dark for my... Let's flip it over. Thank goodness for double-sided paper, eh? Okay, now this time I'm not going to ink up my brush at all. I'm just going to start doing my lovely rounded bauble. So there you go. You got a little demonstration of what not to do. Okay. And because this is such a lovely deep colour, you actually don't need to add too much. Look at that. Looks like the moon, doesn't it? Okay, now we'll stamp my greeting back over the top. May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. Very happy. Okay, and now while I've got my pretty peacock out, I'm going to stamp my foliage all around. And this stamp here, Golden Greenery, Season of Green and Gold, isn't it beautiful? Just stamp around randomly. Well, actually, and I'll stamp off as well. Give myself my 2-layered stamping, a little bit on this side. I think I've recently re-inked my ink pad. Look how juicy it is. It seems to be stamping a little bit splotchy, but anyway, that's not too bad. Okay, that's that one done, and then we've got the light open leaf to add a little bit more detail. Okay, and we'll stamp off this one as well. Stamp there. Any bits I need to cover up and improve with a bit more stamping. There we go. Oh, and while I've got those out, I'll just do my similar stamping for inside of my card. Same sort of thing, top and bottom, leaving a little bit of room to write at the top for your recipient. The multi-tone leaves from my weird little re-inker there, and maybe a couple of solid ones. One there and one there. There we go. Okay, that's all my pretty peacock stamped. Now, with this cute, tiny little berry stamp, just that little one there. Let's do a few berries. Look for the places we want to cover up. Add some colour. And looks great. The pretty berry burst, doesn't it? Okay. And then we're also going to add gold at the end using our metallic enamel effects. You see how I covered up my little extra bit of stamping down there. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty festive, I reckon. Okay, and then, oh, we will need the pretty peacock back again for the greeting. I do want to add, just to fill out those leaves, just a bit of blended colour around the edges. I reckon that just sort of fills it all out and gives it a bit more depth. Okay, try to not make the same mistake I've made before. There we go, and a little bit over this side. You can see why you need the bit of scrap paper underneath, just for the little mess. And I think like I've got the greeting peeking out of a forest there, maybe a bit of a moon and a night sky perhaps, if you're imaginative enough. Okay, there we go. Oh, a little bit more there. Right, and while I've got that there, the last thing I need to stamp is my greeting on my long strip. Now, the Greetings of the Season stamp set is great because it's got all of the bits and pieces you can add together. You can have Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas, whichever way you go culturally. And what I like to do with this one, to line it up, is to pop it onto my grid paper or my glass mat here, lining it up very nicely there, and then add my block over the top. And hopefully now when I stamp that, it will be lined up very nicely. Okay, and Merry Christmas. There we go. All right, let's put all of this stuff away. And and get on to the next exciting part of making this card. Got my greeting, Merry Christmas. Hang on, just before I lower it down, line it up, there we go. And my 2 stamped panels. So as I said, actually not a lot to this card, just mostly stamping. And I do love stamping, so pop you, oh goodness, I didn't measure that very well, did I? All right, time for a slice. I need to measure my piece here. 13.5, I need a 13 centimeter piece. I'll just trim that off. Let's have a look, see how that looks now. There we are. And I wonder if this one will need trimming as well. Yep. So which side will I chop off? This side, I think. 13. Is that better? Yep, that fits within it now. Oh, and there's our mistake on the other side. And pop you in there. All right. May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. Now, my Merry Christmas, I want to put some lovely gold twisted thread behind it. And oh, this is getting to the end of my spool, so it's all fallen off. Excuse me. Okay, I like to fold it into thirds so that when it's behind, it looks like a bow because there's 2 loops and 2 tails. Okay, so folding that into thirds there, and then adding some dimensionals behind it. 1, 2. You need the dimensionals for your easel to act as an anchor. Oops. Act as an anchor to hold up your main feature. So I am going to go all out and put quite a few dimensionals on there. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then judge about where I want my stand to go, leaving a little bit of room for writing on the inside. There we go, Merry Christmas. Right, now the last thing I need to do is add this stuff. This takes a little while to dry and you do have to be very careful with it. So what I'm going to do is fold my card flat like that, and I can leave it like that until it's dry, and then give that a bit of a shake, and then just put little dots of gold around on my, a bit like, I'm no baker, but I presume it's a bit like sometimes doing special icing. Okay, I do want to put a bit there because there's a bit of an ink splodge. Using it as a camouflage all my mistakes. Another one there. Okay, that's my bottom one done. I will have to leave this like this so I can see what it looks like. Okay, starting from the top so that I don't put my hand over the top and smudge, because I have done that before. Touched it after and then when you touch it, it distorts and doesn't make that lovely berry shape. Okay, and then over here. And that's a fairly quick, easy way to add embellishment to your project, and probably a little bit cheaper than using gems, but it looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to leave that aside, close you up. Leave that aside. Don't touch Julia. Don't go anywhere near it, Julia. Don't be tempted. Here, I'll show you this one because it's dry. It doesn't take long to dry, but it takes longer than I always think. So there's a little reality check for you. There you go. May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. We're featuring some collage stamping and an easel card and a bit of masking. I hope you stick around. I have a tip coming up soon and another little video sharing some great ideas for gift giving because we're coming up to Christmas now that Thanksgiving is over. I hope you all had a beautiful, beautiful, blessed Thanksgiving, and I look forward to seeing you next year. Bye now.